Hola profesora, me llamo Zach. Primero voy a pronunciar algunas de las palabras nuevas. Argentina, Chile, Paraguay, la Belleza, Café Tortoni, el Parque Nacional de Iguazú, el Teatro Colón, Buenos Aires. Esta semana hablamos sobre Argentina, un país grande en el conocer de Sudamérica. En el mapa del mundo, Argentina se encuentra a la derecha del país de Chile y a la izquierda del país de Uruguay. Este país hispano se conoce por la belleza y la diversidad de su naturaleza, particularmente en el Parque Nacional del Iguazú. En este parque al norte en la frontera con Brasil y Paraguay, hay más de 300 cascadas o cataratas de agua. En Buenos Aires voy al Café Tortoni, que se estableció en el año 1858 por un inmigrante francés. Muchos visitantes al Café Tortoni admiran su arquitectura clásica mientras toman café con leche y comen los churros sabrosos. Otra atracción principal en la capital, el Teatro Colón, se considera la sala de ópera más famosa y lujosa de Sudamérica. El Teatro Colón tiene 3,000 asientos para los aficionados de la música en la sala principal. Voy a ver un espectáculo de música y baile tango, una fusión de estilos musicales en la calle famoso El Caminito. Hasta pronto, profesora. And for part C, so I have these written down. So the video I chose was, the one I enjoyed most was the first one, so on Buenos Aires. And my 10 facts are, I didn't know that Buenos Aires was even the capital of Argentina. I don't know a ton about Argentina. Well, I know a little bit more now. The tango came out of Argentina. I did not know that. It was established by the Spanish originally as a gold and silver port in the 17th century, and many countries, mainly from Europe, would visit and trade, and that's where I think you see a lot of the diversity in art and music and dance and just all forms of art and architecture and things like that. And you see a very diverse hodgepodge in Buenos Aires. Obviously, like I mentioned, it has a huge European influence. You can see it in the architecture all over the city because it was a port for many European countries like Spain and Portugal and France and many others. It's called Little Paris, I think. I didn't write that down, but I think that's what I saw. That's what it's called. It was once one of the richest countries on earth when it was that hub of trade and commerce. The Casa Rosado is there, the presidential palace, which I've never looked into that whatsoever, but it's a very beautiful building and very historic. home to the Malba, which is a world famous art museum full of classical and contemporary art pieces, and it shows the kind of the history of Argentina pretty well. The tomb of Jose de San Martin, the revolutionary, is there. A lot of history around here. He has also a giant, lots of monuments and statues there commemorating his military successes and how they affect Argentina today. And then I was kind of blown away about the art culture there, the paintings, the music, the dancing, the tango came from there. All the different art forms, the street, I can't remember the name, but the street that was representing an old immigrant ghetto from a long time ago that's now basically an art history piece. But I was pretty shocked at the amount of different art forms that are super vibrant there. And then again, the Spanish influence is obvious. Is obviously there from the architecture. The old capitals, Spanish capital is there. So yeah, those are the 10 facts. The 10 facts I got from there. And then, so going back. So what continent is Argentina located in? The two bordering countries? Argentina is in South America, and it's bordered by Paraguay and Chile. And what are cataratas, and where can you see them? So those are just waterfalls, and you can see them in Iguazu Falls, which is the Iguazu National Park. It's a huge collection of waterfalls there. 15, when was Café Tortoni established? Where and by whom? And what do customers order? So it was established in 1858 in Buenos Aires. It was founded by a French immigrant. I don't think I remember his name. I just wrote down French immigrant. And like in the video, she ordered like pastries, hot chocolate, like churros I think she got, and some other pastries, hot chocolate. It's pretty much kind of like a traditional cafe food. I had 3 facts about El Teatro Colón mentioned. So let's see, I had that. Oops. I had that here. So 3 facts. It was opened in 1858. It was very famous for different artists and intellectuals in the 1920s, especially, is when it kind of became world famous. And now it's basically it's a tourist destination to experience the historical, eclectic feel of the place now. Basically, it's not really a modern hub. It's more tourist. It's a historic place for tourists to experience some of the things that maybe used to go on there. And going back, and describe La Bombonera and its cultural significance. So it's a very, very famous, I'm not a soccer fan, but it's a very, very famous soccer stadium in Buenos Aires. I've definitely seen it before on TV and things like that, but it's the home of the Boca Juniors, the main soccer team that plays there. I think some other events happen there as well. But the biggest player there was Diego Maradona, who is one of the most famous. I've definitely heard of him before. He's one of the most famous soccer players ever. He began his career there, and it's kind of like a lot of European and South American countries who really appreciate soccer or football there. It represents their culture really well. So those are the 12 through 17. So hasta luego, profesora. Buena suerte.